Most people think they know how they'd react in a street fight, until the moment actually hits. Because the truth is brutal. The deadliest mistakes aren't the ones you make during the fight, they're the ones you make before you even realize the fight has begun. And just one of these mistakes can completely destroy your chances of walking away safely. Before we break down the 3 fatal errors that end most street fights in seconds, tell me something important in the comments. Which city are you watching from? Where you live changes the kind of danger you may face, and understanding your environment is the first step to surviving real violence. Now, let's talk about the first deadly mistake that silently decides the outcome long before the first punch is thrown. Most people imagine a street fight beginning the moment someone throws a punch, shoves you, or steps into your space with obvious aggression. But the first fatal mistake happens long before any of that. It happens in the mind. Think about the last time someone startled you, maybe by approaching too fast, standing too close, or speaking with an unexpected tone. Before your brain understood the situation, your body reacted on its own. Your shoulders tightened, your chest locked up, and your breath got shallow. In a real confrontation, that natural reaction becomes a silent enemy. Because when you enter a dangerous moment already tense, already distracted, already unprepared, the fight is halfway lost. Most people walk through life with their attention buried in their thoughts, replaying the day, planning tomorrow, scrolling through their phone. And that's exactly when the danger strikes. Street confrontations don't start dramatically. They start quietly, subtly, almost politely. A stranger steps into your path. Someone asks a question but stands a little too close. A person shifts their weight in a way you don't recognize. Your brain tries to analyze what's happening, but the street won't wait for your analysis. And while your mind hesitates, your body reacts with the worst possible response. Stiffness. Stiffness slows you down. Stiffness narrows your awareness. Stiffness draws your focus inward instead of outward. The moment you tense up, your breathing changes. Your breathing changes your heart rate. Your heart rate changes your clarity. Suddenly, you're not seeing the environment. You're not reading the attacker. You're not anticipating movement. You're locked in your own body, fighting yourself before you even fight the aggressor. And here's what makes this mistake so deadly. When you freeze or tense up, the attacker sees it instantly. Predators, the kind of people who start street fights, recognize fear and hesitation. They look for it. They wait for it. Because hesitation means control, and control means advantage. But the solution isn't to act tough, puff your chest, or intimidate the other person. That only digs the hole deeper. The solution is awareness, calm, relaxed awareness. Awareness keeps your breath steady. It keeps your posture flexible. Keeps your eyes scanning. It keeps your body ready to move instead of ready to freeze. You don't need to be paranoid. You just need to be present. A relaxed body reacts faster. A calm mind reads situations clearly. And someone who's aware is much harder to surprise, which means much harder to defeat. But there's something else hidden inside this mistake, something even more dangerous. A small detail that turns this first error from bad to catastrophic. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover next. In the gym, everything feels under control. The lights are stable. The floor is clean. The space is open. You know who your partner is, how they move, and what drill you're practicing. Even during sparring, there's an unspoken agreement. You're both there to learn, not to hurt each other for real. But a street fight? A street fight is the opposite of everything you train for. This is where the second fatal mistake destroys even experienced martial artists. They assume their clean, precise technique from the gym will work the same way in a dirty, unpredictable environment. Let's break this illusion with something simple. Imagine throwing a perfect roundhouse kick. Feels smooth in the gym. Controlled. Balanced. Now imagine doing that same kick on wet pavement, gravel, a narrow sidewalk, or a crowded bar entrance. Suddenly the perfect technique becomes a liability. One slip and you're on the ground, and on concrete, falling hurts more than being punched. The same goes for takedowns. In the gym, you land on mats. In the street, you land on cement, glass, metal edges, curbs, or uneven tiles. A takedown that wins you points in competition can break your own ribs in real life. And then there's the attacker. In training, attacks have structure. On the street, attacks have chaos. The average street attacker doesn't throw clean jabs or well-timed hooks. They throw wide, reckless haymakers, quick, clumsy grabs, sudden charges, unpredictable swings, and improvised objects. A bottle, a rock, a belt, a broken piece of wood. Anything can become a weapon in a split second. While your mind searches for the right counter, their chaos overwhelms your timing. While you think in technique, they act in instinct. And instinct moves faster than thought. Another thing people underestimate. Street attackers almost never fight alone. Even if you see just one, you must assume there are two more. Someone behind you. Someone across the street. Someone coming around a car or stepping out of a group. Your beautiful spinning kick won't help when someone grabs your jacket from behind and drags you into a wall. And this is where the real problem begins. Complex techniques need space. Complex techniques need timing. Complex techniques need balance. The street gives you none of those. That's why many trained fighters freeze, not because they lack skill, but because the environment destroys every expectation they've built through practice. Real self-defense isn't about looking sharp. It's about staying alive. Simple, direct, efficient. Movements that work when the ground is uneven, when the lighting is bad, when you're grabbed suddenly, when you're tired, shocked, or overwhelmed. But there's something even more dangerous than trusting technique, something that comes from inside, not outside. And it's responsible for more bad outcomes than any punch or kick. We're going to face that next. When people imagine a street fight, they picture themselves winning, landing a clean punch, putting the aggressor on the ground, walking away proud, strong, maybe even heroic. But that fantasy is the very reason so many people get hurt. Because the third fatal mistake, the one that turns a bad situation into a disaster, is this: trying to win a street fight instead of trying to survive it. Inside a gym, the goal is to outperform the other person. In competition, you score points or secure a submission. Even in sparring, you want to do well, show your progress, and test your skills. But the street doesn't care about your progress. The street doesn't care about technique, honor, or fairness. A street fight isn't about dominance. It's about danger. And the people who get hurt the worst are almost always the ones trying to win instead of doing the intelligent thing, creating distance, escaping, or ending the conflict before it turns uncontrollable. Think about how unpredictable a real confrontation is. You don't know if the attacker has a knife tucked under their shirt. You don't know if there's a second person coming from behind. You don't know if the aggressor is drunk, desperate, unstable, or willing to go further than you ever would. You also don't know if the next punch will put you on the ground, and on concrete, the ground becomes your worst enemy. But ego is powerful. Ego whispers, stand your ground. Ego pushes you to throw that extra punch. Ego convinces you that walking away looks weak. And that's exactly how people get stabbed, blindsided, or overwhelmed by multiple attackers they never even saw. What smart fighters understand, what survivors understand, is that winning a street fight often means not fighting at all. Survival is the real victory. Creating distance is victory. De-escalating with words is victory. Walking away is victory. Refusing to let ego drag you deeper into danger is victory. And these choices don't make you weak. They make you aware. They make you disciplined. They make you someone who values life over pride. Even trained fighters know this. Ask any professional who's been in real confrontations, they'll tell you the same thing. The best fight is the one you're not in. A clean knockout feels great in the gym. In the street, it could mean getting arrested, or worse, getting stabbed by someone you didn't see. The moment you try to win, you stop thinking clearly. You get tunnel vision. You forget the exits. You ignore the environment. You stop noticing the hands of the other person, the hands that might suddenly grab a weapon. Your world narrows into a personal duel, while the real danger exists outside that duel. But there's a way to avoid all three fatal mistakes, a way to stay calm, think clearly, and act intelligently even in chaotic moments. And that mindset is exactly what we're going to explore next. Avoiding the three fatal mistakes isn't about memorizing techniques or practicing complicated sequences. It's about building a mindset, one that keeps you calm, aware, and adaptable when the world suddenly flips into chaos. Because real self-defense starts long before your fists come up. The first step is relaxed awareness. Not paranoia. Not fear. Not scanning every corner like you're in a movie. Just being present. Keeping your shoulders loose. Breathing steadily. Noticing who's around you, how they move, and where your exits are. This light awareness is what prevents the first fatal mistake, entering the moment already defeated by tension and shock. The second step is simplicity over perfection. Forget the idea of executing flawless moves. Forget the perfect timing, perfect stance, perfect distance. The street won't give you any of that. What you need is simple strikes you can throw under stress, movements that don't rely on balance or clean footing, quick reactions that work when someone grabs you or rushes in fast, and the ability to adjust instantly when the environment changes. This is how you beat the second fatal mistake, trusting gym conditions in a place where nothing is stable, clean, or predictable. The third step, and maybe the most important, is ego control. Your pride wants you to fight. Your instincts want you to escape. Survival always chooses escape. You avoid the third fatal mistake by understanding that the street isn't a competition. There's no referee, no tap out, no good job after the fight. There's injury, jail, weapons, and unpredictable people who don't think like you do. This means your strategy must be built around three priorities: distance, safety, Exit. Create space. Look for the opening. Get out. Live to go home. Anything else is gambling with stakes that are far too high. What makes all of this work is something people rarely practice: decision-making under pressure. The ability to stay calm enough to choose the smartest path even when adrenaline is flooding your body. You don't need to be the strongest. You don't need the fanciest skills. You just need clarity in the chaos. And clarity comes from training your mind as much as your body awareness drills, breathing control, scenario thinking, simple techniques, and the habit of always looking for escape before engagement. Once those habits take root, the chaos of the street stops feeling like total darkness. You start to see patterns. You start to anticipate dangers sooner. You start to notice the things other people miss. And there's one principle, one simple idea that ties all of this together, transforming everything you just learned into a survival instinct. And that's exactly where we're heading next. Everything we've talked about, awareness, simplicity, ego control, leads to one principle that sits at the core of real self-defense. A principle so simple that people often dismiss it, and because they dismiss it, they walk straight into the danger they could have avoided. That principle is this: the fight you avoid is the fight you win with 100% certainty. Most people hear that and think it means run away from everything. It doesn't. It means you understand the real goal of self-defense: to protect your life, your future, and the people you care about, not to prove you're tougher than someone you'll never see again. Real strength isn't about throwing the first punch, or the last punch, or the hardest punch. Real strength is about clarity, the clarity to recognize when a situation isn't worth the risk. Because here's what many people ignore: a street fight has consequences that go far beyond bruises and blood. There are legal consequences, medical consequences, financial consequences, and consequences to your family, the people waiting for you to come home. One moment of ego can change your entire life. One moment of clarity can save it. When you adopt the principle of avoidance, everything else becomes easier. You notice danger earlier. You move away sooner. You de-escalate more effectively. You choose distance instead of dominance. You protect your body instead of your pride. And ironically, understanding this principle doesn't make you passive. It makes you harder to trap, harder to manipulate, harder to surprise. People who chase fights walk into them. People who understand survival walk around them. What makes this principle powerful is that it works even when you can't avoid the conflict entirely. Because the same mindset that helps you escape helps you fight smarter if you're forced into action. It keeps your breathing calm. It keeps your movements simple. It keeps your decisions clear. It keeps your awareness sharp. It transforms you from someone reacting emotionally into someone acting deliberately. And that's what real self-defense is: not reacting out of fear, but responding with purpose. At the end of the day, street survival isn't measured by how well you fight, but by how well you think. Avoid the 3 fatal mistakes, follow the principle of clarity, and you become someone who's incredibly hard to defeat, because you stop giving danger the opportunity to win. Survival isn't luck. It's a mindset. And now you have the foundation to build it. And once you truly understand this, you realize something powerful: the strongest person in a street fight is the one who never needed to fight in the first place.